I really do. It's never going to stop. It's never going to turn off. It's always going to be like this. So you might as well just end it. Just finish it. This battle's never going to be over. You're such a failure. You can't win this. So you might as well just finish it. When people ask me what living with clinical depression feels like, I can only describe it as a constant onslaught of my mind telling me to end my life. I don't have any gray area at all. I go from white to black. I go from hope to the absence of hope, as J.K. Rowling put it. I go from being happy and full of joy and peace and love to the absence of all of those things. It's discouraging. And my journey starts out in a really, really sad place. But I've come to understand and accept that in order to appreciate the light, we have to walk through the darkness. And in order to see good, we have to see bad. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. You can imagine that was a bit of a responsibility, but I took it. It was okay. I've had anxiety since I was 5, and layer that with depression that set in at 14. I was pretty confused. I did not know what was wrong with me. I was convinced there was something wrong with me. I felt alone, weird, awkward, odd. I really didn't feel like I fit in. And I really, really felt there was something wrong with me. I would have 3 doctors in my lifetime tell me that I would grow out of it. There was nothing wrong with me. And it's all in my head. No kidding. So I decided that I was going to set out. I'm a bit of a determined, stubborn individual. And I was determined to find a cure for this depression, this freaking voice in my head that I could not shut up, no matter what I did. So I started this journey of trying to find a cure. There had to be a cure out there for me. So I tried everything. I swear I tried everything. I tried counseling, holistic counseling, psychologists. Hi, Leslie. I did naturopathy, homeopathy, exercising, reading. I found religion, I found Jesus, I prayed, meditation, yoga, read books, talked to people, and nothing helped. Absolutely nothing helped. And the more I went on, the more frustrated I became, and I took it out on myself. I became very abusive, mentally, emotionally, and even physically abusive. I was so focused on finding a cure. It was what consumed me, and my frustration and being let down. It would work. I mean, whatever I was trying would work for like a week and a half, and all of a sudden I would crash. So in my early 20s, I turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism. I had a midlife crisis, and I went to Saskatchewan to plant trees. Not worth it. Don't go. It's not. I partied like a rock star there, and I came back and kept partying like a rock star. And we went to the U2 concert, and we're at my grandmother's place. My family's there, and my aunts and uncles, my grandmother. We're French. They're a good party. And I'm drinking, and I remember in the future, my sisters have told me, geez, like, you were drinking a lot. I had spent 2 months living in a tent in the middle of the woods in Saskatchewan, so I was a bit of a hippie, a bit loose. And I remember drinking to a point where I don't remember the first 2 acts, which is okay because I don't like Arcade Fire. But anyways, our DD was my alcoholic father. And he walks up to me right before we left, and he hands me a tall glass of water, and he says, I think you should drink this. It didn't hit me until 2 days later. It settled in, and I went, huh. Maybe I have a problem. That wouldn't become a reality for me until 2015, where I hit my rock bottom. At this point, in April of 2015, I was spiraling out of control, which is the only way I can put it. And I was house sitting for some friends in KCK. And after a night of reckless behavior and drinking in Moncton, I woke up the next morning in KCK in the house with the car in the yard and alone. I had no idea how I had gotten from point A to point B. And that's where I realized you are no longer just a threat. You're no longer just destroying your life, but you are now a threat to the people around you. This is a beautiful house, and the great big windows overlook the Cape, and it's April, it's cold, it's snow, it's just a white landscape everywhere. All I was doing, I remember waking up with the guilt and the shame, and it felt like somebody had poured acid down my throat, and I'm clutching and I'm walking back and forth, and I'm done. I'm so done. I'm done with this. This is bullshit. I don't want to live like this anymore. No more. I'm done. So I texted my friend, ironically, their house that I was staying at while they were gone, and I explained what had happened. And they said, we're coming home in 2 days, just wait, just wait. So I waited. We sat down and we talked, and being my friends, they already knew quite a bit about my life story, but my friend looked at me and said, okay, here's what I want you to do. For 21 days. I want you to do this. I want you to wake up every morning. You're going to turn on your light, grab a pen, and I don't care where you write it, but you're going to write down 10 things that you're grateful for. Find a notepad, a piece of paper, your arm, I don't care. Write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And then after that, you're going to listen to this short meditation. It was 10 minutes long. Short. Anyways. And he's like, that's what you want to do for 21 days. Fine. I'm stubborn. I'm also competitive. Don't ask me to jump, because I'm not just going to ask you high. I'll ask you how far. And do I need to juggle at the same time? And that's who I am. So I said, fine. I already tried everything else, right? What do I have to lose? Something amazing happened. Those 21 days became 30, became 100, 200, a year, 2 years. And today makes 2 years, 6 months, 5 days, 919 days. It was all uphill from there, or downhill, whichever is the easiest way. I like to hike, so uphill for me. No. I thought I found the cure. Woo! April to December, I found the cure. I was great. I was on cloud 14. I'm out there talking about this great thing I found, this routine. See, what I was missing was discipline. I had the resilience. I was able to put up with a lot. And I had that, but what was missing was the discipline. If you're an artist or an athlete or a musician, you have to work at your craft. You have to be disciplined. Having mental illness, having depression, it's a freaking hobby, man. Like, I needed the discipline. And that's what that practice brought to me. Gratitude journaling rewired my brain. All of a sudden, I was looking at life in an entirely new and different way. And it was amazing. Life was amazing. And I was running around going, I found the cure for depression. Anybody who would listen to me, I was like, I found the cure. You have to listen. You know where this is going, right? In December of 2015, I crashed. I crashed again. This time I crashed hard. I landed in the hospital. And at that point, I was done. Again, done. But this time it was different. Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love, puts it this way. She says, she spent her turning point, rock bottom, end of her rope night in her bathroom with a knife in her hand. Mine was going from the bed to the medicine cabinet. And I'd get up, and I'd walk over, and I'd open it up, and I'd look, and then I'd hear, go to bed, Jessica. Close the cabinet and go back to bed. And then you get up again, walk over to the cabinet, open it up, and hear, go to bed, Jessica. The next morning I woke up, and I'd been in defeat. I'd lost the battle. sat down with my parents. At this point, I clearly knew that I needed accountability because I was lost. And I made an appointment to go see my doctor. I remember the morning I woke up and I looked at this tiny little thing. It's not very big. And I thought, there's no way this thing is gonna help. There's no way. This is ridiculous. The pill's gonna solve everything. That can't be the cure either, can it? Mother Nature has a sick sense of humor. I woke up that morning, took my pill, opened the window to 3 feet of fresh snow on the ground. And like huge, beautiful sun. You know it's cold up there, so it's kind of like I don't know. I'm sitting on the end of my bed, and I've been crying for 2 weeks. And all I can keep thinking of is, if this doesn't work, what then? And I was convinced it wasn't going to work. If this doesn't work, what then? I had tried everything else. So I'm sitting there and I'm bawling my eyes out. And all of a sudden, and I went, whoa. All of a sudden it was nothing. The voice stopped. There was no more absence of hope. There was nothing really. And I thought, that's weird. And I looked at the time, 2:30. Weird. I'm gonna go shovel. So I went outside and shoveled. That was the cure, right? No. See, my attitude about the whole thing was all wrong. Life is not about what happens to you. It's all about how you choose to respond. Life deals you out a hand, and it can be a pretty depressive one. But it's all about how you choose to play that hand. You can turn your luck around by simply choosing how you will play your cards. Your perception needs to change. I realized that I can lose a battle. Losing a battle doesn't mean I've lost the war. We all lose battles. Just 3 weeks ago, I was lying in bed, and for 20 minutes, I bawled my eyes out, and I was done. And it's discouraging, because you're like, why am I here again? And while I was there, this little voice pops in and says, Jessica, just love yourself, accept yourself for where you are right now, embrace the emotions, and give yourself this and just let it go. 20 minutes later, I got dressed and went to Taco Tuesday. I learned there is no breaking point. The Matrix, there is no spoon. There is no breaking point. Every time you think you've gone as far as you possibly can, I think I've proven it, think again. The breaking point is a figment of your imagination. You set the breaking point. You are capable, as human beings, we're capable of incredible things. You choose where your breaking point is. I realized I had control. All of these panic attacks that I've been having and the running thoughts. With discipline, all of a sudden I found control. And now today when I'm triggered, because I am triggered, trust me, I'm not entirely okay today. But when triggers happen, I can go in, look at the situation, and diffuse it. I am asked, so what do you do to manage your depression? Well, it takes an entire glam squad. So you know how the celebrities walk up on the red carpet and they're like, oh my God, you look so great. And they're like, well, I'm going to thank my makeup artist, hair stylist, my manicurist, the person who carries my dog, and the person who's going to carry my train across, all this stuff. It takes an entire glam squad for me to wake up every morning and walk the red carpet of life. And I get made fun of that. I've had people look at me and go, oh yeah, you just go work on yourself. I do. I have to. I don't have a choice. And that glam squad includes anything and everything, the journaling. Every morning I wake up at 6 o'clock, I journal, I gratitude journal, and I meditate. And in and out of that has come yoga and reading books. And I exercise, and I hike, and I make sure that I'm out there. I talk to people. Being self-aware, The Power of Now, is one of the most powerful books, pun intended, that I've ever read. I learned the perception of the third person, where as an observer in my own life, I can detach myself emotionally from what's going on and look at it and go, okay, and make a rational decision rather than let my emotions take over and run with me. The beautiful thing is this, is that today, when I look at myself in the mirror, I see me. I don't see the depression. I don't see the anxiety. I see me. And it's amazing. And I love what I'm looking at. And I love who's looking back at me. I would do it all over again. Today I get to inspire people. I get to share my story. But to meet me, it was worth it. And I'd do it 1,000 times again.